Welcome back. This is Mukul Yudhvir Singh. We're here at ACMA 2025, and standing with me is Arjun Jain, who is CEO of Varroc Engineering Limited. Arjun, welcome to the show.
Hi, good to be talking to you.
How has the year been for you in terms of business, in terms of outlook? What have been the challenges? And
So I think as faced by everyone, I think there's definitely been a level of geopolitical risk that has emerged again. But I would say a couple of things. I think one, for us, fortunately, we are largely more India focused today, which means really, given the fact that India relatively is doing better than most other geographies, I think it's been positive for us. But yes, outside of that, still, we still face the impact of decisions sometimes happening outside. Rare earth magnets, for example, where we have significant dependence across both ICE as well as EV applications. But having said that, I think we're in a good place right now where we've been able to de-risk whatever needs to be de-risked, and we continue to look at how we drive this further going forward. Focus is to really make sure now that we are ramping up and recovering any lost opportunities that we had.
interesting. One keyword that you used here was EV systems, but one more word that is not being talked about a lot but still exists in the industry is system integration. Do you see EVs and system integration as one part of the same equation?
I would say yes. Yes and no. I think maybe EV has led to a greater need for system integration, but that's largely because I would say it's still an evolving technology, right? And an evolving platform, in particular for two and three wheelers, where we see the highest adoption in India already. Um, so I would say it's more just a question of system integrating different types of systems versus knowing how to do it in general, versus knowing how to fundamentally do it. Right? I think there's enough experience in India. Look at our OEMs, a very strong example of integrating vehicles. Right? So yes, I would say it is a topic that people are talking about because you're integrating a different kind of vehicle now. But I won't say it's a skill set that's not prevalent already.
Interesting. And do you think that this, though EVs have led to system integration, like we already said, increasing system integration, but do you think that is going to trickle down to ICE as well? Not in terms of powertrain, but other verticals for ICE?
So again, right? If I take a step back, any product needs to be integrated, right? So I would say the experience in integrating ICE vehicles is a lot more significant because the industry, or let's say that vehicle powertrain, has been around for a while. So I don't, you have to system integrate a bike, you have to system integrate even a fuel injection system, for example. But there is a fair amount of capability already prevalent. I will repeat that I think we talk about it more in an EV context because it's a newer platform to be integrated. But I think, again, with time and with experience, I think industry will figure it out, right? So,
Interesting. And do you think that a lot more component suppliers would now want to become system integrators?
so I think it is a natural progression, right? It is, as you look to keep, even today, we hear a lot about, focus on engineering, focusing on R&D. As Varroc, we've always been self-sufficient for engineering, right? So we don't rely outside generally for technology, generally between our OEMs and us. But yes, I can understand why it is a natural progression for anyone that's a tier one. It's the next step in capability.
One last question for you, Arjun. What's your moonshot for India's automotive industry?
You have to explain to me what moonshot means.
Moon, maybe a dream that is distance away but possible.
So again, I think a lot of the topics being talked about today in terms of really becoming a world-class supplier or a world-class supplier industry on a global scale. I think that is a very strong ambition to have, and I don't think that there is any reason why we should not be able to get there, right? So, whether you call it moonshot or I would call it a realistic aim that we should have. I think that is the direction.
Thank you for speaking to us, Arjun. This is Mukul Yudhvir Singh signing off for ET Auto.